What brought it upon your heart to start Veterans for Child Rescue?
Well, I grew up just north of Houston,
Hmm.
and it was that northern part of Houston that a friend of mine had grown up in, and he was in the intelligence community, and he was sharing with me about 7 or 8 years ago now, because I founded Veterans for Child Rescue 5 years ago. So about 8 years ago, he said, Craig, do you realize the area that we grew up has become the hottest epicenter, if you will, of child sex trafficking in the United States? And I stopped him and I said, well, hold on. Our culture is so counter to that. I mean, we're Christians, we're patriots, we love children. How is that thriving here? And he said, Craig, there's so much money and people are so busy. It's happening right under their noses, a lot of times in wealthy neighborhoods, and people are just not situationally aware, and it's running literally right under their noses. And that's when I sat down with several friends of mine from different intelligence agencies and spec ops units there in Houston. We burned some cigars and we crunched on it, and I was praying about it. And ultimately what I came up with is I needed to found a nonprofit organization just to rally the money to make a documentary specifically to alert the populace, because the people didn't know. And I wanted to do it because anybody that's operating in a covert realm realizes that the worst thing that can happen to a covert operation is mission compromise, meaning that the locals, the natives, are alerted to it, the fact that you're there, what you're up to, and then now they're all hunting you.
Hmm.
And so that's the dynamic I wanted to create against child traffickers. Instead of them operating with impunity against all of our children, I wanted to alert the entire American populace, educate them on it, show them what it looks like, so that we could all stand up against it and start taking photos, videos, alerting law enforcement, demanding better legislation, stronger punishments against the predators, stronger protections for the children, better education, better psychological health care, to heal our nation instead of this predatory culture, one that goes back to a protective culture of children. That's it. That's the only reason I founded Vets for Child Rescue. And I had to, because nobody in the film and television industry would help me make the documentary. So I had to go a long way around the horn. Everything had to be done the hard way. Found an org, start raising money, to film the whole thing ourselves. So folks, if you haven't seen it, I do urge you to go to vetsforchildrescue.org, watch our documentary, or go to contralandmovie.com. Watch it. It's free. I offered it up to everyone at no charge as a good faith public service alert. And it walks you through the nature of what's going on, how our children are being hunted and destroyed in our nation, and some of what we can do about it. So, it's a dark subject, Alan. People, a lot of them don't have the heart to face it. And it's bad news to share with the people, but I want everybody to realize it's the good news. The problem is so bad. The good news is we all can do something about it. There's the good news here. And we can all just share the word. We can support our law enforcement. We can hound our elected officials for better legislation, better education, and all that. And for crying out loud, teach your children. All the tools and education and empowerment we have on our website, please consume that and teach your little ones how to be safe and watch over them. They are worthy of all of our protection.
No, absolutely right. Because, there are adults that are robbing children of their childhood. And to me, that is the most heinous, disgusting thing that could be happening.